Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 22 video where today we are going to be going through the 5-2-1-2 formation and explaining to you why, in my opinion, I think this is the best formation in the game. Now, one of the reasons why I think this formation is so good may come as maybe a bit biased or maybe just a bit of whatever it may be, but I've been using this formation pretty much since maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the game. So one of the things to know, and this is one thing that I think a lot of people don't do with their formations, tactics, a lot of people chop and change with their tactics very quickly as well. You know, a lot of people might choose a new formation, a new set of tactics that they found. They try it out, whether that maybe be something that we recommend. They might try it out 5-6 games, not have great success, boom, they move on to something else. When it comes to formations, tactics, all that, you've got to stick with a formation. The longer you stick with a formation and tactics and instructions and all these things, the better you'll be with that formation. I think that's proof with this formation and why I think this formation is so good. I've probably played about 250, maybe 300 games with this formation, you know, scattered around the last couple of months. And I know this formation now inside and out. So I know how it works. I know where the players move. I know where they'll be. I know the movements. I know, I know the strengths. I know the weaknesses. I know this formation inside and out. So I'm obviously able to then, at that point, because I know it so well, I'm able to then just tweak my tactics, tweak my instructions and go, okay, I just think maybe this needs tweaking or that needs tweaking. And now I've got it set up where it's just absolutely perfect. And then it's just about personnel and whatnot. Because in the last couple of weeks, I've been playing some exceptional FIFA. And yes, we've added some good players to our team, as you might be able to see. We've obviously added Kunde, we've added that Cantona. We've put obviously Pulisic and Chiesa. So we've improved our team a little bit in the last few weeks, which has obviously allowed us to perform better. But obviously having this formation and knowing it so well has really helped. So these are the tactics for this formation that come in and what we're using. Now you can see, if you maybe go to a video that we've checked, one of the things we've changed is we changed the chance creation to possession. And one thing that we used to play on was direct passing. And the reason why we changed off of direct passing was because this was one of the things now that, having played the formation so much, we understand what was wrong with it. And one of the things that happened was it was far too open for my liking, especially against good players that can obviously exploit the space. And obviously the midfielders and the fullbacks and the strikers, the cam, because we have them all going forwards, it was far too open defensively. There was far too much space. So we changed it back to possession, which obviously then just allowed more of our strikers and cam to really just make the runs in behind, and then the rest of the team was a bit more solid. But it didn't make it any less defensive. We were still creating so many chances. I get so many goals and assists with my wing backs, and that's how I like them to play. I like them to really push up the field. Now, we still kept the width on 100. I still think this is the best way to play with this formation, make it super wide. But as we've alluded to, with the likes of Mendy and Hakimi, and I do need to improve my fullbacks. Obviously, they're as much better players we need to get, but Hakimi especially, if he gets a special card, I definitely want to get it, because I think he's so good. He's such a great player, and especially the way we play with him. He gets forward so well. He's got a great cross on him. He gets so many good assists. He scores the odd goal as well. And I just think the way that we have this formation set up, why it's so good is because you have every area of the game covered, and it also hides some of my own errors and things that I do badly. For example, having 3 centre-backs. Yes, we need to get Steven Gerrard out of the team. He's not a centre-back. Generally, I'll sub him off straight away for that showdown PK, who's absolutely amazing. And if any of you guys have played against it, he's exceptionally well at making interceptions and whatnot. So having 3 good centre-backs, good quick centre-backs that can do a job, especially when Mendy and Hakimi do bomb forward, you do need quicker centre-backs to be able to cover the space in behind. But having these 3 centre-backs, and especially once it gets into a defensive shape, once these guys get back into defence, having that back 5 is hard to break down. And we played a guy recently who had the new Vinicius, he had Neymar, he had Mbappe, he had a version of Pele, he had a Messi, like he had Vieira, Patrick Vieira's base card in his team. So he had a super good team, and the game was 5-3. So he still found a way to score against this defense. He's still found a way to score against us, and that's one thing to note. Very good players with very meta squads, as he had, as we've just said. Those sorts of guys are going to get through. They're gonna score because they're good players. You know, in the elite division with a sweat team like that, they're going to score. They're going to get chances. But the fact that we was able to score 5 goals against his team shows the class that this team has, and shows the amount of chances that it can create. Even though it's been a back 5, and it still shows that when the fullbacks get forward, when the mids get forward, when the 2 strikers and the cams link up together, it's still a very offensive formation. I think that's what makes this formation so good. It has the back five, so it can play defensive, and it is tough to break down, especially unless you're playing against a very good player, as we were. But against 8 out of 10 players, normal casual players struggle to break it down. And then when they turn possession over, boom, we've got Mendy, Hakimi, bomb forward, Pogba and Verratti get forward and support. They spray balls out to Mendy and Hakimi. And then the front three is where the majority of our goals come from. You know, these three just bag pretty much all of our goals. So it just has that ability to go from defensive transitions into a very attacking formation. And that's why I think it's so good. It's tough to break down, but it's very good at creating chances. You know, it's got a solid midfield. It's got obviously width in the team. It's got everything you need to succeed in the game. And I'm sure there are other people that have different opinions on what they think the best formation is. And in my opinion, this is. And I'm sure there's other people that may disagree and may think something else is better. But that comes through repetitions, playing with the same formation, playing with the same instructions, playing with the same players as well is also very key, because different players move differently in the game. You know, one of the things that I like about Pulisic is that 5-star weak foot. So I know that everybody struggles to defend against him because he's got the 5-star weak foot. You can't let him go down one side because he's strong on both feet. So obviously your players make a difference as well. But getting the right players to slot in a formation and then having that continuity, playing with that formation reps, whether it be rivals, whether it be champs, you get to know that formation a bit better. You get to know its weaknesses, its strengths, and then you're able to just kind of tweak it to your game, your play style, and the players you've got. And I think you can see perfectly how we've got it set up. You know, a quick rundown of the instructions. We've obviously got check on, comes across. The defenders all on stay back. The fullbacks, as we've seen, they're on balanced and overlap, making sure they always stay wide. 2 midfielders are on balanced, cover centre, and stay on edge of the box. Obviously, the edge of the box is just to cover some counter attacks when obviously the fullbacks are getting back. But balanced attack, I want them to get forward. I want them to get involved in the attack. And Pogba mainly. Verratti doesn't really get any goals because his shooting is a bit rubbish, but get into the box and free roam for Cantona, and then the 2 strikers stay central and get behind. Stay central because we've got the width of Mendy and Hakimi. I need those guys to just stay in the midfield. You know, I scored a great goal earlier with Hakimi whipping a ball first time in, Cantona on his head, bang, straight in the top corner, and that was the win. So it was a great formation. You know, for me, I don't want to say it doesn't have weaknesses. Every formation has weaknesses. As we said, you know, we play against some elite tier players, some very, very good players. They can pick apart this formation, no problem. And, you know, that's going to happen because they're elite tier players. But we still have many, many opportunities, as we proved against that sweat squad, that we can score 5 goals and really mix it up with the big teams as well. When our team isn't as meta as that one, we're still able to win the game 5-3 in the elite division, which does show that obviously we have the good quality. A lot of strengths to this formation as well. So a good rundown of this formation. So if you want to try it out, I would absolutely recommend. I think this formation is brilliant. For me, it's the best formation in the game, but you know, I'm sure other people will disagree and what they think may be the best themselves. So if you want to try it out, do let me know down in the comment section how this goes for you. If you have any questions on how to make this formation suit you a little bit better, do let me know as well down in the comments. So make sure you drop a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.